Hi, my name's Ivan Katz. I'm from Huntington Woods, Michigan. I went and met Dr. Michelson, and he did a repair for a meniscus tear and additionally a microfracture surgery on my left knee. So I went in thinking I was just simply going to have my meniscus repaired because I damaged it while running, actually on a treadmill. It was giving me pains, so I went in to have that procedure done, and while he was in there, I had some cartilage damage, and so what they did was they performed a microfracture surgery.
So Ivan is a character. Ivan actually lives in my neighborhood, and it's someone that I had known peripherally. We talked about what he had. I thought it was really going to be something quite simple, which was a meniscus tear, something that I've done 1,000 times before. But when I got into surgery, he had something a little bit more involved. I had a little bit of a sink in the pit of my stomach because I knew it went from something very simple to something that was going to be substantially longer in recovery.
So basically, what I remember going in was I was going in for a basic procedure, and I'd be up and walking the next day, and when I came out, they were telling me that I was going to need to be on crutches for 6 weeks, and I thought it was my wife basically pulling my leg because she didn't want me to do anything that I shouldn't, but Dr. Michelson came in and said, no, I ended up doing the microfracture surgery, which in the long run you'll be better for, but you're just going to need to be careful for the next 6 weeks, and then you can resume, full training.
The recovery for him really went pretty smooth. And in the course of treatment, he and I kind of talked about expectations. And Ivan's someone who actually, I think he got as high as 285 pounds. I talked to him about fixing his knee was only going to be one part of fixing his life.
When I originally started all this stuff, I weighed over 300 pounds. So first I had to change my lifestyle, and then I found something that I really enjoyed, which is the triathlons.
We started to challenge each other about what our expectations would be moving forward, because even though both of us exercised, he was not healthy and I was not in my best health. And we challenged each other to do a triathlon together.
I used that as a vehicle to lose the weight, and then I got knocked down and hurt my knee, and I had to get that fixed. And there were a lot of people who didn't believe that I could do it. And so for me, the challenge is out there, and I think that's where I'm most unique. And it doesn't matter how many times I get knocked back down, I get right back up and I'm right back at it. Surgery was in November, and I was on crutches for 6 weeks, and I was cleared to run in March, and that's when I started running.
In those months after he was done with his rehab, he challenged me to do a longer triathlon, which is something that I had not ever really considered.
So a full Ironman starts with a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike, and 26.2 mile full marathon run. Ultimately, the training for the full Ironman was roughly 20 to 27 hours a week, depending on the week, where we would swim 4 to 5 miles a week, bike roughly 180 to 200 miles a week, and run roughly 30 to 40 miles per week, depending on the given week and the schedule that we had.
Basically, from the day of surgery to the day that he crossed the Ironman finish line was almost 9 months to the day.
It was great. I was the happiest guy to finish in all of Wisconsin.
I can't think of anybody that I have had more fun with getting to know. I can't think of anyone that I feel like pushed me as hard as I pushed him. And like I've said to him over the course of the years, because we've now trained together for 3 years, had you not screwed up your knee, we probably never would have been friends. And I feel like my being a surgeon impacted him, and his challenge in recovery challenged me, and I think we're both better people for it.
I think his grasp in terms of athletics and the impact for that, to me, is one of the biggest decision makers why I used him. I think he understands it. I was fortunate enough to actually train with him to do the full Ironman, so I got to know him on a personal level as well. So I've had the opportunity to thank him and would continue to thank him and continue to send people his way who may need some help.